In 1987, American Airlines saved $40,000. That's more than 1 crore rupees in a single year. These figures are inflation adjusted, of course. And this they achieved without firing anyone, without changing a single route, and without buying a new aircraft. So, how they do it? They removed one olive from every first class salad. One olive. That story became a legend in aviation circles because it captures something true about this industry. Every gram matters. Now, Indigo figured this out pretty early. A standard aircraft oven, 30 kgs. Multiply that across 400 planes. That is 12,000 kgs of dead weight gone. बस आपको ठंडा सैंडविच खिलाकर वो करोड़ों रुपए बचा रहे हैं. They will use an oven, pull an olive, and charge you 500 rupees for an extra kilo of luggage. But the person carrying those extra kilos, that's not in their control, and it's their biggest rant. Reddit पे ही इतने सारे posts हैं. So what would it take to finally fix that? Airlines have tried everything: lighter seats, paperless cockpits, carbon fiber meal trays, सब try कर लिया, but nothing moves the needle like the passenger themselves. And so today I'm going to tell you about a diabetes drug that is quietly doing it for them.
Ozempic.
Whether you lose weight with Ozempic,
He's done this on Ozempic and
Mounjaro.
And I got my first shot of Mounjaro.
It's madness. Ozempic यहाँ तो क्या हुआ?
Hi, I'm Arunima, and you're watching How Bizarre. So let's begin. To understand why a diabetes drug matters to an airline, you first need to understand one simple truth about aviation: that everything that goes up must be lifted, and lifting things burns fuel. The heavier the aircraft, the harder the engines work, and the more fuel they burn. It's the same reason your car gives worse mileage when it's fully loaded. For an aircraft like the Airbus A320, which by the way, Indigo has about over 100 of them, the maximum takeoff weight is around 75,000 kilograms. That number includes the aircraft itself, the fuel, the bags, and the passengers. Here's the thing that surprises most people. Passengers and their baggage make up roughly 23% of that total weight. Almost 1/4 of what the aircraft is lifting through the sky is human beings and their luggage. The aircraft, the engines, the seats, all of that is fixed weight. Once Indigo buys a plane, that number doesn't move. Fuel changes by route, cargo is still manageable. But passengers? 100 years of aviation and nobody's cracked that one. Jack Evans, who is the spokesperson for the Air Transport Association of America, put it best in an interview with NBC News way back in 2004.
Just like we don't control the costs of our fuel, we don't control the weights of our passengers. Passengers gain weight, but airlines are the ones that go on a diet.
So I went digging. Indigo is a listed company. They file detailed results with the stock exchange every quarter. I pulled their FY25 annual report and I went line by line through the expense breakdown. And then I found it. 26,197 crore rupees, just fuel, out of expenses of 76,505 crore rupees. That is 34.2% of every rupee Indigo spent in FY25. More than employees, more than maintenance, more than airport charges and depreciation combined. One line item bigger than everything else. उसका अगर 1% भी कम हुआ तो you're talking about almost 260 crore rupees falling straight to the profit, and that too without a single operational change. That is the price. Now let's talk about the drug that might deliver it. Before we get into the exact numbers, here's a quick setup. The drugs at the center of this story are a class called GLP-1 receptor agonists. You know the brand names: Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. Originally, they were built to manage type 2 diabetes. Cut to today, they're among now the fastest selling drugs on the planet, and their effect on human bodies is about to become, accidentally, one of the most interesting aviation finance stories in years. Before we get to the math, I want to take a step back, because to understand why this drug changes the fuel equation, you need to understand what this drug actually does inside your body. And for that, I spoke to a doctor who prescribes it. क्योंकि ये कैल्शियम सैंडोज तो नहीं है जो कोई भी फार्मेसी से लेकर खा ले.
At 100, if you are using it for a year or so, the weight comes down to 80.
That is Dr. Saptarishi Bhattacharya, who's a top endocrinologist at Apollo Hospitals, New Delhi. How do semaglutides and GLP-1 actually work?
So this is a hormone. Once we have food, it will send a signal to the brain and will tell us when to stop.
How did this drug come into existence? Like, How did it start and how did we come here? Now I can see so many celebrities taking it.
This hormone actually came from there's a monster, there's a type of called Gila monster, that's a reptile. So they had this chemical called exendin in their saliva, which helped in regulating glucose. So when they were experimenting with all these things, they found that it has a glucose lowering property. Then this was researched further, and they found this group of molecule called GLP-1, and almost for 10-15 years we have used this molecule for diabetes control and also partly for controlling weight.
When patients of yours end up taking semaglutides or GLP-1 and so on, like what do they describe the effect as?
Craving for sweets go down. So this is something
Okay.
which is reported and known. Nausea is a known side effect of this molecule. The nausea or the vomiting tendency that goes up. Again, it's very important that you maintain the protein balance with this molecule. Otherwise, there can be some amount of muscle loss also.
You've listed a number of side effects that come with taking GLP-1, right? What are some long-term effects of taking it? Like, I understand patients you mentioned have taken it for 6 months, 1 year. What about, over an extended period of time?
See, if it's for diabetes medications do continue because diabetes is a progressive disease. If it's for obesity, and if somebody has reached a target weight, say has lost 20-30 kgs, it totally depends on him or her how is going to maintain that weight in future. So there are people who have stopped it and are able to maintain it by lifestyle changes because now they're more agile and they are able to exercise more. Even if somebody develops say pancreatitis like symptoms, which is like abdominal pain radiating to the back. So these are things which we need to discuss with our patients.
Because this is seen as such a miracle drug and everyone's tempted to try it out, often they do this without a proper prescription.
I think that is something which is really a cause for concern. So it has to be done under the supervision of a specialist. So it's not an over-the-counter drug. So we have people who have taken this and they had major episodes of vomiting, landed up in the
Oh.
emergency. So it does happen. So maybe 1 out of 15 or 1 out of 20 will not be able to tolerate it because of gastric issues. Somebody is having difficulty in tolerating. So what we do is we gradually step up the dose over like once every 4 weeks or so. So we go slow with that. So it requires counseling and monitoring at each and every step. It can't be a standalone miraculous treatment. Okay, you take it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks to lose weight. And so when we have a discussion, we do tell somebody that we are looking at 6 months or 1 year if somebody is planning to do it. There's no point in taking it for 1-2 months. It's not a miracle drug. If you stop it after 1-2 months, it definitely the weight is going to come back. So going to wellness centers, going to gyms, going to all sorts of places, and everybody is just selling Mounjaro or Ozempic. So and people used to get it from Dubai also when it was not even available in India. So they
Oh,
used
damn.
to get it imported at almost double or triple the cost from there.
Oh, that I didn't know. Insane. Okay. Okay, instead of iPhones, now people are getting Monjaro from Dubai.
We have so many people who actually were on Mounjaro even. So it got launched around a year back, around this time last year, and there are people in 2024 or 2023 who used to get Mounjaro from Dubai and all. Like practicing endocrinologists, and most of our patients are for diabetes. So most of endocrinologists, so our main practice is diabetes. So we have so many patients who are just waiting for the patent to go off. So they maybe once the molecule, the dose, the cost will be like 2,000 per month. Now the current cost is like 10,000 per month, and they are paying another 5,000-8,000 for their other medications for diabetes.
All of this just got me thinking. I knew I had to read up a bit more. In January 2026, Wall Street firm Jefferies put out a research note, not about pharma, not about obesity, about airlines. Their finding was that if the average American passenger loses just 10% of their body weight, the 4 biggest US carriers save $580 million a year in fuel. In rupees, that's more than 5,000 crore rupees. That is roughly 4% added to the earnings per share from passengers quietly getting lighter. और war-like situations में fuel costs आसमान छू जाते हैं, which recently happened due to the war in the Middle East. I read that research note and immediately thought two things. One, what does this number look like for Indigo? And two, and I want to be upfront about this, the Jeffries report is talking about a 10% weight drop across an entire population. That is not guaranteed. These drugs work and the clinical data is strong, but we are talking about mass adoption of a medication that is relatively new. COVID throwback. The long-term picture is still uncertain. We're running a thought experiment here, not a prophecy. But the thought experiment itself is worth running, so I did. इस पर ही एक guesstimate करते हैं. Right, so Indigo 434 aircrafts as of 31st March 2025 from the same annual report. 118.6 million passengers in FY25. Not one of them was weighed before boarding. Let's understand the math. Let's say each passenger loses around 7 kgs. That is, by the way, well within what the Step 1 trial shows that semaglutide delivers. Now let's apply that to 180 passengers per flight, applied against a 75,000 kg aircraft. Aviation's own thumb rule says that every 1% weight reduction saves 0.75% fuel. Run it through, multiply by current ATF prices, that's around 113 rupees per kilogram, and you get 309 crore rupees a year for Indigo's entire fleet. For free, zero effort. Now let's say each passenger loses around 10 kgs, which the clinical data shows is entirely achievable. That figure touches 441 crore rupees. So essentially you can save anywhere between 300 to 400 crore rupees a year as an airline. To put that in context, I checked this too. Indigo's entire annual ad spend in FY25 was 142 crore rupees. We're talking about savings worth 3 times their entire marketing budget, and nobody in their finance team had to do a thing. Here is where it gets specifically Indian, and specifically right now. Hey, this is Arunima from the future, as you can probably tell from the haircut. I wanted to give a quick update about the story because the video in the studio was shot 4 days before 20th March. 20th March is the day that Novo Nordisk's patent on semaglutide expired. And I wanted to explain what that meant for India, a country which provides generic medicines to the entire world. So essentially the very next day, the big boys of the pharma industry went to war. Natco Pharma introduced its own generic version of the drug, which was priced at around 320 rupees, and you need to have it on a weekly basis. Dr. Reddy's dropped their own version, it's called Obeda, that's priced at around 420 rupees, and that too you need to have it every single week. Even Zydus launched Semaglutide, which is a reusable multi-dose pen, around the same highly competitive bracket. I actually checked this on Tata 1mg and I want to show you the impact. Look at this, like everything is sold out in just a matter of hours. People were acting like जैसे iPhone का कोई flash sale चल रहा है. The demand was through the roof. Before 20th March, the price of Ozempic and Wegovy was around 10,000 rupees a month. Then analysts predicted that after this patent expires, it would come down to around 3,500 rupees a month. But now, as you can see, the prices are even lower. Let's put 1,290 rupees a month into perspective. A monthly membership of Cult Pass Elite by CultFit is around 4,000 rupees. So, generic semaglutide is roughly 1/3 the price of a monthly gym membership. At this price point, it stops being something that only the rich can afford. Anyone who is a working urban middle class professional in India who takes Indigo, once or twice a month for work purposes alone is going to be able to afford this. This was the update. Now back to the studio. So far, a clean win for airlines, but I kept pulling on this thread. When understanding how GLP-1 works, I get that you can't separate the appetite suppression from the weight loss. They're basically the same mechanism. And I started wondering, what does appetite suppression mean inside a metal tube at 35,000 feet? In-flight food is not a hunger business. Nobody boards a 2-hour flight starving. It's actually an impulse business. You're bored, you're stuck, a trolley rolls by, something smells fine, and you tap your card. That is the entire model. So I went back to the same Indigo annual report because everything in the story lives in that one document. In-flight stock purchases FY25, 383 crore rupees. That is just what Indigo paid to buy the food. the revenue from selling it to you is a significant multiple of that number. High margins, captive audience, no competition in the sky, even for that jungly sandwich. As GLP-1 adoption grows, a quietly growing share of passengers simply will not want anything from that trolley. The food noise is gone before they even board. That 383 crore rupees cost line will compress, yes, but the revenue it was generating, which is a significant multiple of that cost, will compress faster. If you compare the two, the fuel saving is larger. This does not flip the equation, but it is a real trade-off sitting right inside what looks like a clean win. And as far as I can tell, no airline CFO is modeling for it yet. One drug, two effects, you get one and you accept the other. दो और चीजें और दोनों good news for the airlines. First, maintenance. हर landing एक controlled collision है. Brakes, tires and landing gear. The heavier the aircraft, the faster they wear. If there are lighter passengers, and considering there are thousands of landings, there are extended maintenance cycles, this quietly compounds into real money. और फिर वो मीम वाला एंगल, इंडिगो चार्जेस यू 500 रुपीज फॉर 1 एक्स्ट्रा किलो बैगेज. कोई नेगोशिएशन नहीं है. द पर्सन नेक्स्ट टू यू कुड बी 40 kg heavier but doesn't have to pay a single rupee. Airlines silently absorbs all of it. GLP-1 drugs gradually narrow that gap. No announcement, no PR disaster. वो cost बस quietly disappear हो जाता है. Here's what I keep coming back to. No pharmaceutical company designed Ozempic with airlines in mind. No aviation executive lobbied for GLP-1 adoption. This is a completely accidental connection. But accidental connections are often the most interesting kind in economics. We did the math. A 1% fuel saving at Indigo is around 260 crore rupees. And the timing could not be more precise. Generic semaglutide is hitting Indian shelves at exactly the moment India's aviation market is adding millions of new flyers every year. Right as India's aviation industry goes through its biggest expansion ever, Indigo alone is targeting a fleet of 600 plus aircrafts by the end of this decade. Generic semaglutide is about to become genuinely affordable for the Indian middle class. The same person who flies Indigo twice a month for work, who is managing their diabetes, and who just got a prescription from their doctor, they're going to lose weight for their own reasons. And somewhere in the background, quietly, the load sheet of their flight will tick down by a kilogram or two. The fuel truck will pump slightly less aviation turbine fuel or ATF, and Indigo's quarterly results will show a small unexplained improvement in fuel efficiency that no analyst quite knows how to attribute. And one more thing before I let you go, because I know the story is exciting, but again at the same time I don't want the ambiguity to be lost in this excitement. Semaglutide is still a young drug in population terms. The data on long-term use in non-diabetic people is genuinely incomplete. Doctors are already flagging concerns about muscle mass loss and what happens when people stop taking it. About side effects we have not tracked for a decade yet. The aviation finance story is real, the math checks out, but it's built on the assumption of mass adoption of a drug whose full profile we do not know yet. ये एक accident है, एक diabetes drug accidentally solving an airline cost problem, but accidents, good and bad, have consequences we do not fully see until much later. The olive was worth $40,000. This drug could be worth billions. That's it for today. If this made you see something familiar in a completely new way, that is exactly what How Bizarre is here for. I'm Arunima Rao. See you in the next one. Until then, stay curious. Done. Let's go.